Once there was a boy who was desperately seeking solutions for his problems. He was a bright and brilliant boy who didn't know how to tackle with lack of resources. So one day, he went to a wise man and asked, I want to do so many things in my life, but I don't have the tools. I don't have the equipments. I don't have the means to turn my imaginations into reality. So what do I do? It's so easy for others to say that do something about it or don't complain. Complaining isn't the solution. Then what is? The wise man then took a pause and said, I don't have a solution to your problem, but I have a question which might help you seek the solution. The boy got really dejected, for he walked miles to only get the response that he isn't going to get what he came for. Despite his dejection, he replied, if your question can do any difference, then tell me what it is. The wise man then asked, what do you do when you are hungry? When you are desperately in need of some food? The boy replied, I will seek something to eat, as simple as that. The wise man said, no, I thought you'd be complaining that you don't have the cooked food at your table. Or you don't have your mommy at home. You don't have the best of the equipments to cook the best of the food. Or you don't have your favorite food at your table. I thought you'd be complaining of all these things. The boy said, no, I wouldn't be complaining of anything. Because I would be really hungry, I would do everything to get some food at my table. My hunger won't let me do anything, not even complain. I'd be so busy managing myself to have some food in my belly. And silence spread across them. After a long pause, the boy said, I got what I came for. If I have the will to get something, if I have the hunger, then that hunger will itself drive me towards getting things done. Not the equipment, not the professional tools people have. The wise man said, you have everything you're seeking, just that you need to look a little inside. You have everything you need. The boy then went back to his place and came back after a year. The boy came with his eyes full of excitement. He said, you were right. Earlier I couldn't see the path. Whenever someone came along my way and told me I could do something, I could do what I want to, I gave them the excuses that I can't because I don't have the means. But now I don't see the lack of means as an obstacle towards my dreams. I see it as a motivation. I'm opening a path just by taking one step at a time. He said, I've been complaining all my life for not having things by my side. And so I didn't start to do the things that I always wanted to do. Because I thought I can't until I have this equipment, until I have that equipment. So I kept on complaining that why don't I have the same tools that the professionals have? And I almost forgot that the profession didn't themselves have them at their time. The point of the story is, it doesn't really matter if you don't have the equipments right now, if you don't have the professional tools right now. If you just get started without it, you'll see that things are coming on your way. In order to move ahead, all you need is the courage to pace your foot one after another. If you have the same hunger towards getting things done, the same hunger that you have when you're in need of some food, you don't complain of not having the cooked food at your table. You don't complain of not having the tools. You cannot even think of anything else except food. Because your hunger can't afford to complain. You can't afford to wait for things to come on your way. You might say that I'm not putting myself into it because I don't have the right equipment right now, the right training, and you're waiting until they come to you. And this way you're expecting the well to come to the call of your thirst, which is never going to happen. It should be a thirst that should drive you towards the well. That's the reality we should realize as early as possible. If you have the desire, any obstacle that comes in the way won't last long. Your desire will force you to clear out your path. At this moment, it might look to you that your journey is too long and you can't cover just by walking. Because you don't have the vehicle, you don't have the means to cover up this distance. But just that you start to walk, you'll see that you're opening a path for yourself. But if you don't even start and wait for the path to become easier itself, you're expecting the well to come to quench your thirst, which is never going to happen. You can do everything you want just by having the desire. And your will to do it will itself open a path for you. But if you don't have the will, then you won't be able to see the resources that is there right by your side. Just that you have the will to do something, nothing can stop you from doing it. Lack of means is just then an illusion for you. Rather, I would say lack of means is then a motivation for you to keep on working. Even if you don't have the ingredients to cook the food you are starving for, even then you'll manage to cook the food, because you can't afford to complain. You can't afford to wait for the things to come to you. Just that you have the will to do something, nothing can stop you from doing it.